Hello and welcome to Coffee and Bonsai with Tom. Today, got a very special episode. This is actually quite a surprise to me. Um, we got a couple of gifts, um, 12, depending on how you count them, and I want to go through that. And then I have some long-term Jade updates that I want to go through. So let's start with the gifts first. That's always exciting. And I got to tell you, I'm so touched by this. This was completely unexpected for me. You can see when the package came, I just kind of ripped it open like a little kid on Christmas morning. Um, but it's just amazing. And what a pleasant surprise. So the first gift came from a longtime viewer, so my channel's been around that long, Leonard. And I mean, I can't express how generous this is. Leonard is a marketing professional, and he very nicely sent me a letter uh, offering some help. Because I'm certainly I don't have much. Hopefully, I have some artistic ability in the area of bonsai, but certainly not in graphic arts, if that's what it's called. And so Leonard put together an icon for me. It's sort of a channel icon. You've probably seen it already. I already have it on there, but I'll show it to you here in a second. And I just can't get over it. Like I was so touched by this, and like as I said, he's a marketing professional, and so he sent me a logo, which I love. It's just fabulous, and also with some suggestions about some things I might want to think about in my banner, which again, I never really thought about it, but I think my previous picture, here I'll show you the new one, which I don't know if you noticed or not, but the previous one was like, it was a picture that I'd taken at Golden Gardens over in on Elliott Bay. It's just fabulous picture and I love it, but it doesn't really have a whole lot to do with bonsai. So I was trying to update that. So thank you so much for that, Leonard. I really cannot express my thanks enough. I am just so happy with this. Thank you so much. So the second gift I got was sent to me by Rob, another viewer. And Rob had reached out to me. He's sort of a connoisseur of rare jades, like goes to conventions and collects them. And I mean, it's a big thing, and there are some pretty amazing jades out there. And he was very interested in, I can't remember if it was the cork bark jade or the river jade. If you check my videos, I've got lots of videos on these, and so he really wanted to get these, and so I think I've sent out 5 or 6 boxes of cuttings to people. So I sent some to Rob, and I gave him a nice collection of those, and I couldn't believe it. In response, he sent me this box here, which, well, we're going to go through it. I'll go through and sort of show you what's in here, but it's like a collection of cuttings. Some of them are rooted, and there are some rare jades in here that I have been looking for a while. So I I just can't believe it. I really can't believe it. It's it's like Christmas morning for me. So I think what I'll do here is I'll just go through and show you what's in here. Nice, because it's a fabulous collection. I mean, some of these I've never even heard or seen of or seen before. And then I'm gonna put them in a nice pot. And grate a jade forest with this, and we'll get them going and watch them over time. I think I'll call it my Cornucopia forest, and we'll see what we got. So let's go through these, and then I'll kind of open them up, and we'll take a look at them. So here we have a variegated jade. Here we have a jade mosaic, and that is one that I'm honestly not familiar with. Here we have, it looks like Portulacaria variegated. I do have some of those, but there's all sorts of varieties, so we'll see what this is in there. And, I don't know. Indokinesis? We'll have to see what that is. I'm not sure what that is. Here's a shiny gold coin jade. Another one I'm unfamiliar with. Can't wait to see that. Here's a Solana. Again, not familiar with that one. And I probably should like Google these, and I will over time. Here's, oh my gosh, an Indonesian variegated golem jade. I've been looking for one of these since I saw this, I don't know, year and a half ago. I didn't know they existed. They're very expensive. Here's a Portugal mammoth. Look at that. I have, just recently got one of these. I have a forest. There's a video for that if you want to see my playlist. Smallest Korean jade, Kokamanji. Can't wait to see that. I love tiny, sort of intricate jade, so we'll see what that looks like. And a tricolor jade. I don't have one of those either. I imagine it's sort of a larger, kind of a version of a variegated Portugal afra. So yeah, what is that? 10 jades. I mean, what a fabulous gift for somebody. I'm just really touched by this. So thank you so much, Rob. Um, I think what we'll do, let's take a quick look at some of these that have just really piqued my interest, and then we'll get um, get a pot and we'll plant some of these up. So this is the, oh my gosh, look how tiny that is. So this is the smallest Korean jade, and boy, um, let's take another look at that. That is just extremely small. I mean, I'm not even sure you can see it. Let me try to get it into the screen here. Yeah, I'm not sure the camera's doing it justice, but it is really a fabulous looking, intricate little jade. So I'm I'm super excited to see what we can do with that. So, and here's another one, the tricolor jade, and yeah, see, some of these are full on rooted. I mean, look at that. That is a nice cutting, and I'm sure that'll bounce back very quickly. And I got to look at this one. Like I said, I've been looking for one of these variegated golem jades. Well, I mean, I found them on Etsy, but they're, I mean, I think it was $100 for something that's wasn't much more than a cutting. So kind of pricey, but let's take a look at this. Oh man, look at that. Fantastic. Can you imagine a forest of these, or have this as sort of the main tree in a forest of regular golem jades? Just that is just going to be a cool jade to have. Thank you so much, Rob. That's I, I I still can't get over it. Really, really nice. So here's another jade I'm not at all familiar with, jade mosaic. So I'm very curious to see, um, what this looks like. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen mosaic plants in general. So, but let's see. It's so exciting. Um, oh wow, look at that. I mean, look at the pink. I think that's the underside of the leaves. Let's turn it around. Yeah, you can totally see the mosaic pattern on the leaves. What a beautiful jade. I mean, that is a nice shape, color, the pattern. Really, really special. And yeah, it's got roots and everything. Just fabulous. And let's see, this is a port, and I'm not sure what this is. I'm very, very curious. Oh my goodness, look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google this. I've never seen a port with leaves like this. That's really interesting. Look, they're like overlapping and they kind of grow very tight in a line. Yeah, I am very intrigued by this. Never never even seen it. Hmm, wild. So there we go. I mean, what a collection of rare and interesting jades. And I think I want to do something special with these because I'm so touched by the gift, and I think like watching them grow and doing something interesting with them. Um, I think it'll just feel good, and you can watch them develop with me, and I'm super excited. I'll just create a pile here. So I think I think what I'm going to do, there's a pot that I really really like, and I've been trying to use it for a while, and I just can't get anything that I've liked in it. And so I'll get to enjoy these new plants and also the pot throughout the winter. I got a great area where I think these will grow quite well. And let me show it to you because this is a special pot. I just love this green. I think it'll complement Jade's well. And this pot has two sides to it. It has this side, which is kind of interesting. It's a pot made. I think he's based out of Oregon. I have a video on pots. You can check my playlist and the details and a link to the potter there. But I've never liked the wilder side of this. This is the side I like, the green side. It's got awesome feet on it. Just a cool, cool pot. And I think I have finally found a high quality, cherished use for this pot. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put the cuttings in here, and we'll develop them from there. Like sort of a base layer here this is kind of what I do. Just put some whatever I've got around here. I mean, this is almost all inorganic. It's got a little pine bark in there and lava and wood, but it's not anything that's going to hold any kind of moisture. So the jades will get a nice drink, and then they'll have to work a little, and we'll just repeat that. And I found that to be super healthy. I am going to use this is the last of my Superfly bonsai soil. You can check out I have a video in my playlist on bonsai soils. Sadly, they're no longer making this, and it's just one of my favorite soils. And jades, whether they're Crassula ovata or Portuguese afra, absolutely love this soil. And I've had great success with it, and so that is what I'm going to use for these plants. And a lot of the soil, it sort of depends on your local conditions and how diligent you are watering, whether you water too much or not enough, and whether you check on them, and the pot depth, and there's a lot of variables. But what I found, if you're checking on your plants every day, you can pretty much use just about anything. So I think I'm going to, in no particular, I think this is the tricolor. In no particular order, I think I'm just try to put the big, tall guys in the back, short guys in the front. But I don't know how fast these various varieties grow, but that's the variegated jade. Oh, not the tricolor. That's the variegated. And it'll also help. I can review this video to remember what's what, which is another great reason to do some sort of documentation on your plants. This must be the tricolor. Yeah, it's got the pink and the green and the white. And so I'm going to put sort of the larger ones, at least currently, in the back, and then some of the others in the front. And I will try to have the little signs up there so we can tell kind of what's what here. But I think that'll work out pretty well. And let's see what we have next. Oh yeah, so this is the coveted variegated golem. And I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put that one yet, so I'll just put it off to the side for the moment. And look at this next one here. Yeah, I think this is a beautiful one. It's what is this one called? Yeah, that one was Shiny Gold, which again I haven't seen before, but it just has beautiful leaves, and we'll take a closer look at. And here is the smallest, right? The smallest Korean jade, and this thing is tiny. So hopefully a squirrel or something doesn't haul off with it. I may have to put a screen or something over to make sure that that doesn't happen. There's a jade mosaic. I'm going to put the tiny off to the side along with the shiny gold, and we'll kind of put those more in the front. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. And this is a beauty, so it's got roots. So I'm kind of putting the guys with roots in the back. And then we will fill in some of these others in the front. Oh, so this is Selena. I'm trying to remember what. Let me pull this out and take a look at it. Oh my gosh, look at that! It has like a reminds me of a lemon. That's a nice one. So I'm gonna put these like in the soil, the ones that have roots, and then we'll go ahead and place the other cuttings that need to grow roots. And they look like they're perfectly ready to do that, and they're nice and dried off, and ready to go. And so, the nice thing, I can get everything kind of situated in here, and then just water it right away. And I found that I'm assuming these jades will behave like most of mine. They really like this early fall weather where it's nice and sunny and bright during the day, but like maybe low 70s. It doesn't get too hot, and then nice and cool and humid and kind of moist at night, and they just grow like crazy. So I'm hoping these will get a really good start even in the fall here before I take them inside. And I'm going to keep them under lights in a cool area all winter. So I found jades really like that. And we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I'm using some of the last of my primo soil here, and I've tried to reproduce this superfly soil, but so far I've not been overly successful. I mean, of course, the soil I come up with works, but it's all a matter of the right um, size of the particulates to just get the perfect substrate, and I haven't hit on the exact right recipe for that yet, but I'll keep trying. I've got the ingredients, so it's a matter of just working it out. And then we're going to put the mosaic in here. I really like these leaves. I cannot wait to develop these plants, and I really think I mean, I think these are going to be quite stunning just with this very cool leaf interest, I mean, like I really enjoy just your standard jade plant, Crassula ovata. But I did not realize how boring those leaves are until you get a look at some of these. They're just super interesting. I don't know, Rob. I think you may have created yet another jade collector, although I don't know what I'm going to do for space. So it's time to put the cuttings in, and I'm going to put a little more, I don't know, organic mixture here. I found they really like not not a ton of moisture, but I think it really helps them root if they've got a bit more moisture. So I'm not going to go overboard. Just sprinkle a little bit of fir bark here so that they can have, you know, a little more incentive to get those roots into something that can help them grow. And this sort of like filters down to the bottom to some degree anyway. So I'll top it off a little more. And, that should give them incentive to put out roots sooner rather than later. And here we go with the Golem Jade. I'm going to give this one the pole position because I'm super curious. And we'll be watching this one excitedly to see what we got. And, I'm not going to plant it too deep. I want it to do a little bit of work and give it a little bit of a Sparta upbringing, so it has to do some work to be strong and healthy from the beginning. And this is the Selena, which, I mean, look at those leaves. It sort of really, to me, looks like, let's see, maybe I'll move these over here. It looks to me sort of like a lemon. Reminds me of lemon. It's really a beautiful, beautiful leaf. And probably what I should do is, kind of like doing a regular forest, just put the big stuff down first, and then you can kind of see where to kind of layer in the smaller plants. I'm going to put this one here. It's not all that critical, and this, look at that thing. That really pops. Shiny Gold, I believe that one was called. And I'm very much looking forward to developing that little plant in the future. I think it'll be super sharp. I really like that red on the underside. All right, now we'll put the golem in here. Right up front, where I can keep a good eye on it. And it has a nice, if you look at the pot, it's got little flecks of white and mottled green, and I think it's going to complement these nicely because I think we'll get, whoops, yeah, there I go. I'm always I'm always dropping the baby. But there's the tiny Korean jade. So small. Yeah, very, very darling. You can probably hear the kids in the background. There's like an elementary school uh, just a few blocks from my house, and I don't know. I just I just get a kick out of those kids. Like sometimes, man, they really have a good time over there. And they always, when I usually walk the dog midday, and they're like cheering for Mabel. So she's got a whole like cheerleader crew over there. But there we go. I think I'm gonna put the ports in a different pot. Although I think I might put um, there was a variegated here, and I don't know if this is a variety of variegated I already have, but I think I'm gonna put that in here because I sort of need something to balance off the right side here, and I have lots of room. So I'll put that in here. I was tempted to put that very interesting looking Portulacaria in here, but I'm going to go with this one. So I think it sort of, the variegation kind of matches a lot of what else we have going on here, and I think, this will be a kind of a cool looking forest once it gets cooking. And there you have it. I think that's a wrap for this. Just so generous gift from Rob, and I'm really looking forward to watching this progress, and just my heartfelt thanks to both of you, Rob and Leonard. So generous. It's really touching, and I really appreciate it. And just thank you so much. And keep watching the channel, and we'll see how this progresses. So we're going to shift gears here, and I'll do some Jade updates. You might remember this. There's a video from it. This was I had a huge Jade plant that was just overgrown, and I chopped it up, for the lack of a better description, and put it in a beautiful forest tray. And I got a lot of messages from people thinking there's no way this can work. So I definitely wanted to give you an update. Now it's been about 2 months. Um, and let me show you what it looks like. So you can see here it's filled in really well. I basically just ignored it. Didn't even really water it. And, I got a lot of leaves. It's green. It's kind of healthy. And, everything survived except for one plant, which I'll show you here in a minute, which kind of rotted out. And I think it's because of the way I cut the bottom on it. But, look at this. It's really just taken off. And I'll just let these rock and roll until spring. And so here's how you check it. This one isn't growing much, so you sort of squeeze it. And if it's hard, you're in good shape. And if it's soft, well, you may as well pull it out. It's a goner. But this one's quite hard, even though it has very little roots on it. And, that one's a little slow. The main tree's taken off. And, yeah, I got another one in the front here that's a little slow to upstart. But, only losing one cutting, not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, I can certainly live with those odds. And so it just goes to show you, like, these jades are, I mean, they're the propagation masters. Like, it's just astounding how well they respond to being pruned. And this one on the right here, this is the one I had to replace. One died there, and so I had a cutting that I was just growing in a flower pot, and I'm like, oh, that'll look good here, so I just chucked it in there. And yeah, so I will just let these grow on, and you'll see this again in the spring. And probably I'll pull it out and replant it all, depending on, I mean, maybe not. We'll see how it looks. And I've got some babies in the front here. I just want to show you that yeah, little things fall off and they just sprout all over the place. So there'll have to be some thinning and whatnot over time, but yeah, super easy to propagate. Just make sure you dry off the ends, and then I just let it out in the rain. I didn't protect it, didn't do anything, and really coarse soil, and yeah, no problems at all. So let's move on to the next one. I want to show you another plant that we had done some severe cutback to. You can see that this thing was just a huge plant, maybe 12, 15 times this size. And I just cut it back and basically gave it the same treatment as the last one, although this one had roots, and just kind of ignored it. Again, let it out in the sun, the rain, and yeah, you can see it is doing pretty well. It was quite a severe cut, and I'm just going to let this grow quite a bit because I want to develop this taper and have this new growth kind of, sort of integrate from the thick trunk to these pieces. So, much like the last one, I'm just going to let it go wild all winter and just prune it so that I can fit it under my grow lights and keep it healthy. And yeah, that's about it. So, I really want to thank you for spending time with me and checking out these exciting gifts. I just still can't get over it. And this long term update on some of these jades. So, fearlessly cut them back. There's really no concern. They're just survivors, like they really, really know how to grow and recover from that. And I want to thank you for spending time with me, and I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Bye bye.